For thus saith the Lord, sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Behold, I will bring them from the north country, and gather them from the coasts of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return thither. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree, and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with surfeiting, and drunkenness, and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Therefore they shall come, and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of the Lord, for wheat and for wine and for oil and for the young of the flock and of the herd. And their soul shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to our younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation, hopefully got that pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to hopefully the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. And what I want to get into tonight, closing out the book of Tobit, all right, which was a great book, a great read, and it's full of nuggets and gems, all right, prophecy, okay, Tobit, being a stand-up guy, and Tobit was a prophet, towards the end of the book, the Lord gave him a portion of prophecy. And, we see that he sees the kingdom, just to go to that example at the end of verse 13, then we'll, go to 14 and we'll close out, the book. All right. But when you go to Tobit 13, all right, and 16, It said, "For Jerusalem shall be built with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones, thy walls and towers and battlements with pure gold. And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir." Okay, so Tobit, had a portion of seeing the kingdom. He got to see the vision. His portion of prophecy, was to see the kingdom. The infrastructure. Okay, you know, he's it's like he got the same portion as John the Revelator. Okay, of seeing the kingdom. Same stones are mentioned. Okay, so Tobit seen the kingdom. He's seen the glory of Yahweh Bashem outside and how he's going to upgrade Jerusalem. Okay, this is going to be an infrastructure that no other nation has built on this level. Okay, in the book of Tobit, seen it. So let's read 18. It says, "And all her streets shall say hallelujah, and they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be the Most High, which exalted it forever." Okay, because the Lord is going to put his people back in the land that he promised. Okay, our forefathers, man. All right, and we're going to be established there permanently. Okay, so now as we get to the end, the last chapter of the book of Tobit. Okay, and as he make an end, read Tobit 1. So Tobit made an end of praising the Most High. Now, he's pretty much going to get his house in order. Tobias is married, his son. Okay, he passing his inheritance down to Tobias. And just as Jacob, that's a custom amongst our people. The men, when they would get up in age, okay, they will pretty much, get their house in order spiritually. You know, you see, you seen that with King David. All right, First Kings chapter 1. Okay, he's pretty much getting his house in order. First Kings 1 and 2. Okay, he was giving Solomon a rundown on how to be. Okay, the last opportunity to pour, into Solomon. All right, you seen Jacob, how he dealt with his sons, his two grandsons, Ephraim, all right, and Manasseh. Okay, he poured into him. Okay, and in fact, I just want to read that because that's one of my favorite scriptures. All right, when Jacob in the book of Genesis was blessing, okay, his grandson, Manasseh and Ephraim, he made this statement. Okay, but there's just a custom of Israelite men to establish, their houses, when they knew they was on the way out. Okay, and this is after he blessed Ephraim and Manasseh. Okay, and he blessing Joseph. This is Genesis 48 and 15. It says he blessed Joseph and said, "The Most High before whom our fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, and the Most High which fed me all my life long until this day." Okay, and it's just a heavy statement, that Jacob is giving that reverence to the Most High. That he fed him all his life until this day. And it's just a very grateful spirit, that Jacob had. But he's doing it. He's saying that while he's blessing, his sons, okay, and his grandsons of Ephraim and Manasseh. Now let's go back to Tobit. We're reading to it. But that was just a custom, of Israelite men, to set their houses in order. Okay. It's the book of Tobit, chapter 14, verse 1. It says, "So Tobit made an end of praising the Most High, and he was 50 years old when he lost his sight, which was restored to him after 8 years, and he gave alms, and he increased in the fear of the Lord and praised him. Okay? So everything that Tobit went through, it made his fear of the Lord increase. Okay? You see, Tobit was being refined in his affliction. Okay, as the scriptures say, as we're being refined in our affliction, man. All right, I believe that's this Isaiah. All right, it's the book of Isaiah. I want to say it's 48. And, but Tobit faith and fear of the Lord increased, through his affliction. you know, I say Tobit is a walking example, how we should be. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 48 and 10 says, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." Okay? So we're seeing Tobit, we seen Tobit pretty much be refined through the affliction. He was blinded. He pretty much lost everything for, him wanting to bury, his kinsmen, that was being slaughtered by, the Assyrians, pretty much putting his neck on the line, for his people. He lost everything, and eventually even lost his sight. Okay? But guess what? He said he feared the Lord more after all that, man. Okay? Because guess what? The Lord sustained him. Just like Jacob, he said, the power of my fathers which fed me unto this day. And that's, a mindset to be in because, we're going to go through things. We're going to go through setbacks. We're going to go through disappointments and letdowns. But guess what? The Most High always provides our necessities, man. We might not, have the wants and, we might not be in particular positions that we want to be in or think that we should be in, but the Most High provides our wants, then we got that peace, that comes with being in your house, through it all. Okay. And that's what's keeping us stable, you know. Let's go here to the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "My children, okay, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. For thy enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck." Okay? So we're taking this loss because it's based on our disobedience, man, which provoked the Lord's wrath. We're suffering these things patiently, man, day for day. Okay? Tobias had to suffer, being blind for 8 years, day for day. How long is that, man? Imagine, your sight go out today, and it don't come back to 2031. Okay? And he had to suffer that day for day, man. It was a whole new lifestyle, man. It said, "My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies." Okay? And when was this, man? Hey, that transatlantic, that middle passage, man. It said the rough ones have gone rough ways. Okay? Delicate ones have gone rough ways, man. That middle passage, man. Okay? We was caught by who? Of Esau, Edom, the enemy. Okay? He says, "But be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for he shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you." Okay? And there's always a glory that comes after the suffering, man. We serve a just power. Okay? And that suffering is building us a certain way. Okay? It's getting us to the point to where, hey, we're becoming perfect in faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. We're becoming perfect and being submissive to our power, man. Suffering these things patiently. You see? It says, "Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High," which we're doing now. Now we have the names, okay, and we know what to cry for as we understand sound doctrine, man. It said, "For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For is it with your mind to go astray from the Most High? So being returned, seek him 10 times more." Okay? And as we've been allowed to return, how much more, should we be tapped into Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, man? you know? So let's go back to the book of um of Tobit. All right, so this back in the book of Tobit, chapter 14. Okay, now start at 3. All right, this is the book of Tobit, chapter 14, verse 3 says, and when he was very aged, he called his son, all right, and the 6 sons of his son, and said to him, my son, take thy children, for behold, I am aged, and I'm ready to depart out of this life. So he was able to see Tobit's sons, man. You know, he was able to see the children, all right, his grandchildren, man. Okay, and he know he was of age. You see, and that's the blessings of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. You know, I think that's in let me see, that's in the book of Psalms. Let's see if I can find. You know, and that's a blessing of a man. You know, when the Lord allows a man, to see those multiple generations, man. That's why in the kingdom, we're just going to be eternally blessed. you know, for a man to see, those multiple, generations. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go to that in prophecy. All right, this the book. All right, because Jacob, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you have a great nation where in the kingdom, the Lord is going to allow, you know, every Israelite man to branch out, man. Some more than others, but you know, the beauty of the kingdom, and you have immortality, man. You're gonna, see the continuation of your line, all right, forever as a man. You're gonna get to see your legacy. You're gonna always be there. No one is gonna have to tell stories about you. No, you're gonna be there. You know, you're not just gonna be there in stories because they're gonna tell stories. They're gonna because they in the kingdom. Men are gonna the Israelite men, especially those of the elect, all right, and especially those of the first fruit, man. They're gonna be, living legends. So their fame is gonna go abroad. But guess what? We're gonna be living. You know, and we're gonna get to see the establishment of our legacy, man. And we start, and the legacy starts now. We're building right now. you see, we're building now. All right. So let's go to Isaiah 60:21. It says, thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. Okay? So we're getting ready to inherit that land forever, which we're going to rule out of. All right? We're going to branch out throughout the earth and eventually even in other planets, man. All right? But it said, thy people shall all be righteous. This is the new covenant. Okay? Letting you know that we're not under the new covenant because all Israel will be righteous under the new covenant. Okay? Because the 2/3 that don't make it, the non-elect that don't make it, all right, they're gonna come back in righteousness, man. Okay, and everyone that's delivered is going to be changed, man. So only the elect, all right, of Israel is going to be is going to be delivered, and we're going to be, Lord willing, we have that number. We're going to be changed to complete righteousness, man. Okay, that's going to be the new covenant. All right, and in their righteous order. This is what the Lord is going to allow. It says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small and a strong nation. Now the Lord will hasten it in his time. Okay? The Lord is going to allow a little one, all right, to become 1,000, a small and a strong nation. Men to see those multiple generations, man. All right, that's the glory of a man. And Job, he got to see, his third and fourth generation descendants, man. That was a blessing, man. All right, the scripture speak of that. I think that's in. See if I can find it. Especially as a righteous man, to see, your son in righteousness, his children in righteousness, man. Okay, scripture speak about that as well. When you go into and then you see, you know, you get to see your generations, thrive off the inheritance that the Lord allowed you to pass down. you know, and get that in Sirach. And that's just gonna be a blessing in the kingdom, man. Just you know, those huge families, man, and not being worried about resources. This is Sirach 25:7 said, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Okay? And Tobit, he got to see the joy of his children. And Tobias, and we're going to read later on, got to see the fall of his enemy. Okay, the Assyrians, which we're going to get to see the fall of America, man. Lord will, we endure. Okay, even if, we have to be martyrs for this truth, guess what? We're going to be raised up at the return of Yahushua to see that lake of fire, man, the destruction of our enemies, man, the fall of our enemies, man. Okay, so let's go here. Go back to Tobit. The all right, back in Tobit 14:3 says, and when he was very aged, he called his sons and the 6 sons of his son, and he said to him, my son, take thy children, for behold, I am aged and ready to depart out of this life. Go into Media, my son, for I surely believe those things which Jonas the prophet spake of Nineveh, that it shall be overthrown. And shows you the faith of Tobit, because Nineveh wasn't overthrown, okay, during the time of Jonah. All right, it wasn't overthrown. You had multiple kings that would come and rule the Assyrian Empire out of Nineveh. Okay, but Tobit had the faith that it's gonna be overthrown. Because it's written. You know, so we look at certain prophecies, and we wait these things out, but it's gonna happen, man. Okay, it's going to happen. And it says, and therefore a time peace shall rather be in Media, which is the land of the Medes, and that our brethren shall lie scattered in the earth from the good land, and Jerusalem shall be desolate, and the house of the Most High shall be burnt, and shall be desolate for a time. Okay? So now he's prophesying. All right? As he goes into Nineveh being destroyed, which he stood on that, man. He had no doubt because it's written. And we when we're in the times that we're coming into, the only thing that we're gonna have to stand on is what's written in the scriptures, man. That's what's gonna be. That's what all our faith is gonna lie. Is gonna be based on what's written. you know. This is Isaiah 60, not Isaiah 34:16. It says, "Seek you out the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them." Okay? So none of these things written are going to fail. And Tobit had full faith that Nineveh was going to fall based off what he knew was written. Okay? And this word, what is it doing? It's gathering us in these times, man. We're being gathered, not just by, uh, not just by, okay, um, hearing the word, but the belief in the word. It starts with hearing, okay, but we're being gathered by belief in this word, which begins with hearing the word, okay, and the belief in it. The more we understand, the more we believe, okay. So now going back here to Tobit, because he started, the spirit was on him, he started going in. So let me read again and touch on some other points, all right, that he made. All right, back in Tobit, okay, the fourth chapter says, "Go into media, my son, for I surely believe that those things which Jonah the prophet spake of Nineveh, that it shall be overthrown, and therefore a time peace shall rather be in Media." Okay, because you go into the history of the Babylonians and the Medes that took down the Syrian Empire. Under Nabopolassar of Babylon, the father of Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, and Babylon was established under Nebuchadnezzar, the son of Nabopolassar, which had an alliance with the Medes. Okay, it says, "And that our brethren shall lie scattered in the earth from their good land." Okay, because the northern kingdom, all right, which Tobit was of the tribe of Naphtali, okay, will eventually be over here, what, in the Americas, man. Okay, and Jerusalem shall be desolate, because under the Babylonians, okay, the temple, all right, will be burnt under the Babylonians, which would be, you know, the empire that will come after the Assyrians. Okay, it says, "In the house of the Most High," it says, and the house of the Most High in it shall be burned and shall be desolate for a time. Okay, so let's go into that. Let's go into their history. Okay, and show you that Tobit. Honestly, Tobit was a prophet, man. He was giving some nuggets, man. Okay, now this is his. All right, so this is, all right, under Darius. Okay, this is under Darius the first. All right, in the time of Ezra. Okay, before the rebuilding of the second temple. So he's going to go into the history. All right, of what happened to the first temple. Okay, he said, then said, because see, during the time of the Syrians, the temple was still up. That first temple, it wasn't burned until the time of the Babylonians. Okay, it said, then said the king unto him, and to him he's speaking to, Israelite, that was within the king's court. Okay, it said, "Ask what thou wilt, more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it thee, because thou art found wisest, and thou shalt sit next to me, and shall be called my cousin." Then he said unto the king, "Remember thy vow that thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to the kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, all right, and to send them again thither." thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites, you see that, burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. So Esau, Edom, okay, as you know, under Nebuchadnezzar, all right, under his reign, you know, Judah, okay, Jerusalem was sieged, okay, and eventually taken. All right, and the southern tribes went under a captivity. Okay, but as all this was going on, the Edomites, all right, you see, Esau is always on the goddamn scene, man. Why scripture call him the mischief of all right, the author of all the mischief against the Hebrews, man. I believe that's Second Maccabee chapter 7. In fact, let's get it, you know. This nigga is on the scene. Okay? You know, our people knew their history, man. That's why, you know, Second Maccabees, the 7th chapter, I want to say it's around like the 31st verse, somewhere close to them. Yep. Call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is Second Maccabees. I started at 30. Second Maccabees chapter 7, verse 30 says, while she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses. So he's speaking against, you know, the Greeks, all right, and this Hellenization. You know, and it's gonna come a time we're gonna have to take this stand, all right, because Esau is taking Westernization, the new Hellenization, to another level with the sea hip. You know, where he wants everyone to denounce any form of righteousness and take on, okay, Satanism fully. Okay, verse 31, it says, and thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. So he calls him what? The author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. When we first came out of Egypt, okay, who did we first encounter, all right, as a nation that gave us hell, man? Amalek, all right, of Edom, okay? The burning of the first temple. Who was there? The Edomites. Okay? And Tobit had prophesied that, man. Okay, but Edom was there. All right, the destruction of the second temple. Edom did that, man. You see? His niggas always on the scene. Even to this day. When you look at Jake, when you looked at, like what's that movie? Clone Tyrone. Esau is he's ruining niggas. He's creating niggas, man, and the nigga woman. Okay, through enchantments, man. You see, and nigga is the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, man. So you can look back, you know, to every to all existence Esau, because you can link him to the serpent, to Cain. You know, he was always the antagonist of the Hebrews, man. Okay? All right, so let's go back into it. Tobit 14:4 and says, go into media, my son, for I surely believe those things which Jonas the prophet spake of Nineveh, that it should be overthrown, and for a time peace shall rather be in media, and that our brethren shall lie scattered in the earth from the good land, and Jerusalem shall be desolate, and the house of the Most High in it shall be burned, and shall be desolate for a time. And that again, the Most High will have mercy on them and bring them again into the land where they shall build a temple, but not like to the first, because that second temple didn't have the glory of the first. Okay, until the time of their age be fulfilled. Okay, So hey, he's going into it like the first temple gonna get burned, but it's gonna be a period of time. Okay, and Jerusalem gonna lay desolate. Okay, but then the Lord would allow, okay, us to rebuild that second temple. Okay, let's just get a little history on that. Let's go to let's get put some history on it, man. All right, so you go to the book of Nehemiah. Okay, this is Nehemiah 1:1. It says, the words of Nehemiah the son of Hakaliah, and it came to pass in the month Cheshlu in the 20th year, as it was in Shushan the palace, that Hananiah, one of my brethren, came, he and the captain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. So Nehemiah is asking the condition, and this is the time of the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, and it came to pass when I heard these words, I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and prayed before the Most High of heaven. Okay, and eventually Nehemiah is going to ask, for their permission, okay, to go what? To go build, okay? And eventually, under the Medo-Persian Empire, we will be allowed, to build that second temple, okay? So let's go back to Tobit. All right, this is Tobit 14:5. It says, and that again, the Most High will have mercy on them and bring them again into the land where they shall build a temple, but not like the first, until the time of their age be fulfilled. The age of what, man? You know, the age of the Gentiles. And afterward they shall return from all places of their captivity and build up Jerusalem gloriously. Okay, which he's seen that, that's why he described how Jerusalem will be built. Okay, and the house of the Most High shall be built in it forever with a glorious building, as the prophets have spoken thereof. Okay, so what time is he speaking about being fulfilled, man? The time of the Gentiles. Okay, let's go here to Luke. Okay, and Ezekiel spoke of the restoration of Israel, of Jerusalem. Okay, let's go to Luke 21. All right, now this is Luke 21:24. This is Hawashai. Okay, it says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Speaking of, all right, 70 A.D. Dealing with the siege of Titus. Which he finished off, for his father Vespasian. Who had to go back to claim the empire, you know, of Rome. Okay, but under Titus, okay, what they call the Roman Jewish wars. Okay, we fell to the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. Okay, yeah, some Jake be, a lot of Jake will put to death, but Jake was put into captivity, at that time. All right, but the ultimate, us going away in captivity, is what? The transatlantic, man, the middle passage, man. Okay, it says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles, the heathens, man, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And that's why Tobit said to the time of a particular age, because you go into that world, okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. The fall, it means the end of the age, okay? And we're in the time of the end of the age, okay, of the Gentiles being in power, headed by who? Esau, Edom, okay? So let's go from there. Let's get that in Ezekiel. Ezekiel prophesied with a restoration. Okay, Ezekiel. All right, 36. We started 4. All right, Ezekiel 36 and 4 said, "Therefore, you mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord power. Thus said the Lord power to the mountains and to the hills." He's speaking to that land, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and a derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about it. And that our land doesn't have the glory from the Most High on it, man. That land is forsaken. Okay, it's dusty as hell. Okay, trees got to be flown in. Okay, it's not thriving. That land is mourning. We're going to get it. It said, "Therefore, thus said the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea." See, Esau is always on the scene. Okay? Because he's guilty of what? "Which have appointed my land into their possession." Esau is the reason why us a heathen fest over there. Him mainly. Posted up saying they're us. Okay? Edom is always on the scene of the crime, man. Okay? It says, "With the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey," man. And they just run that land to the ground with sin. Okay? Tel Aviv, we know what goes on there. Okay? It said, "Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame." Okay? Because these heathens finna be ran out of there through war. Okay? In this war, all right, these heathens are going to be ran out of their land, man. Russia and Iran going to go to work over there in that land, man. Okay? And all you non-Israelites will be evicted. Okay? All you heathen, man. And even our people that's over there that's not right. Everyone's going to be evicted for the coming, all right, of the Lord's true people, man. It's the elect of his people. Okay? "Therefore, thus said the Lord, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame." Okay? And who's the Lord's hand? How Shai. Okay? "But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches." You see that? You see that land is going to go back to being fruitful. It's going to go back to yielding its strength. "And yield your fruit to my people Israel, for they are at hand to come." This is the great return. So Tobit is speaking of that great return. He said we're going to be gathered from what? All lands. Okay? "For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown. And I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it, and the city shall be inhabited, and the way shall be builded." Okay? Except this time, he's going to do better. Is he going to go into? Okay? He's going to multiply men. He's going to what? Multiply generations in that land. "And I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and I will do better unto you than at your beginning, and ye shall know that I'm the Lord thy power. So it's going to even be better than the time of King David and King Solomon, man, because that's when he's speaking of those old estates. That's what he's speaking of, man. Okay? That era. All right? Not that second temple or the first. Okay? Let's go here. All right? And that land is waiting on our return as well, man. That land has a spirit. It's the, you know, Jerusalem, which is the mother of us all. So you go back here in Baruch and you finish and you carry on. This is Baruch 4:29. It says, "For he that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee." Okay? So now we're being comforted by this word, you know? And the ultimate comfort is going to be that deliverance, man. It said, "For he that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee." And see, we got everlasting salvation. You know, this gonna be that everlasting deliverance, man. No more going to captivity. Okay? No more being subjugated to heathen rule. You see? This is what we're coming into. All right? So let's keep going. And it says, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice that thou fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy son." So yeah, you know, we were scattered in these captivities because the earth, see, these heathen rejoice, you know, as Israel is the hands and feet of this system. You see, this beast system is set up to where Israel is perpetual slaves, and this is why Esau wants to try to make this kingdom permanent with his technology, man. All right, he wants to make this setup permanent where we're perpetual slaves, man. Okay, under him and the rest of the heathen. Okay, it said, "For if she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved of her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning." See, you know, mainly this is speaking of what? America. That's why it's referring to that her. Okay, a place of our worst captivity. "For fire shall come upon you from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited for devils, all right, for a great time. O Jerusalem," okay, and that's the nukes, man. That's Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's gonna wipe America off the map. You see, and deliver. You know, Yahweh Shai is gonna deliver the elect. And where is he gonna take us, man? When we finally come out those chairs, where are we going? "O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sendest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word." All right, the gathering begins with the word. Remember, the Spirit have gathered them. Okay, because hearing His word, all right, produces the belief that the elect will have, man, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. Okay? Rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai, man. Their great return. Okay? Let's get some more. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 23. He said, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel. As yet they live, all right, as yet they shall use this speech in the land of Judah and in the cities thereof, when I shall bring again their captivity. The Lord bless thee, O habitation of justice and mountain of holiness. Okay? And there shall dwell in Judah itself. Okay? And in all the cities thereof together, husbandmen and they that go forth with the flocks. You see? So what's going to dwell in Judah is itself. The real people going back to their land. All right? This is going to be the great return. Okay? Let's go here. Let's get on. Book of Haggai, chapter 2. All right, this is Book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 6. And what thus said the Lord of hosts, yet once is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land. Man, it's going to be this war. Okay, it's finna shake the earth. World War III is going to shake the earth, man. Okay, and it's going to be war in the atmosphere, war on the earth, war in the sea, these navies, Leviathan, the Hawashai and the angels versus the air forces of the heathens. Okay, it's going to go down, man. You see, and I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, said the Lord of hosts. Okay, so Yahweh about to shake this place up, man. You see, the earth is going to be filled with the glory of Yahweh by Shem Shai. It said, "The silver is mine, the gold is mine," said the Lord of hosts. The glory of this latter house, and it's that third temple, which is us, man. Okay, shall be greater than of the former. Because what he say, he's going to do us better than our first estates. The law, a part of it, him doing us better, is not only the physical infrastructure, but the laws being within us, man. Okay, the spirits, the new bodies, man. That's you know those perfect bodies, man. There's going to be a glory beyond any glory we've ever had. Okay, so it said, "The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former," said the Lord of hosts. And in this place will I give peace, said the Lord of hosts. And that's going to be permanent. Okay? That permanent peace. You see? Everlasting, what known as what? The everlasting salvation, the everlasting deliverance, man. We never had that, man. It was always temporary. Okay? But we're, all right, about to enter into an eternal, okay, salvation. All right? So going back to Tobit, the 8th chapter, this is the book of Tobit, chapter 8. It says, Tobit chapter 14, verse 6, it says, "And all nations shall turn and fear the Lord truly, and shall bury their idols." Because see, this is gonna be the end to the argument of all these different gods. You know, this gonna end all this, man. All right, we're gonna prove it. It says, "So shall all nations praise the Lord, and his people shall confess the Most High, and the Lord shall exalt his people, and all those which love the Lord, power and truth and justice shall rejoice, showing mercy, all right, to our brethren." Okay, so the Lord's gonna prove once and for all there ain't no such thing as these other guys, man. These nations are gonna know at the return of Yahweh, all right, it's gonna end all this madness about all these other deities, man. Okay, he's gonna know it's only one power. Okay, it's only one power. All right. And that's going to be because of the showcase of power that Yahweh Shai is coming with. So he coming in the glory of his Father, all right, himself and the angels, all right. This is Isaiah 2:17 says, "In the lofty a man shall be bowed down, all right, which is the pride and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day." Okay, all these millions of religions and millions of gods that these heathens are into, Satanism. Nah, man, it's gonna be understood, okay, who the one and true power is, man. It says in the idols, all right, and the idols, all right, he shall utterly abolish, okay, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth, all right, them bunkers, them cities, for the fear of the Lord. That's the return of Yahweh Shai for glory of his majesty, and when he arises to shake the earth terribly. Okay? Yahweh Shai, he says he's not going to meet these devils as a man, as he did, you know, during the time of Edom Rome. He's coming with that conquering spirit this time. He's coming with that power that's going to shake the earth, man. You know, it's going to be a lot of power shown in the earth, man. Verse 20, in that day, a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they have made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. Everything that everyone believes in is going to be debunked at the return of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, even leading up to that time. Because people are going to lose all faith and hope in idols and everything they worship when nothing is going their way. Okay? The Most High finna show that they've always been at his mercy. You know, everyone is going to come to the realization that, hey, we're all at the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. It said to go into the cliffs of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Okay? Cease ye from man whose breath is in their nostril, for wherein is he to be accounted of? Yeah, the Lord finna show you the difference between a God and a mortal, a true power and a mortal. Okay, people are all hyped up about Esau and this beast system. You know, the masses wouldn't have it no other way. Who can make war with the beast? Well, it's going to be showed who's going to make war with the beast. Okay? A God is coming to make war with the beast, a true power. All right, which is Yahweh Shai. You see? Let's go here. And Yahweh Shai is going to be reverenced by all existence, man. Okay? Let's get it in book of Philippians chapter 2. All right, this book Philippians chapter 2. Okay. Verse 9. It said, wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him, which is Yahweh Shai, and given him a name which is above every name. Okay? And his name, proper name is what? Yahweh Shai. Okay, but the authority that's attached to that name, okay, and the power given to him by his father is going to be above every other authority. That's why he's known as what? The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Okay? And at the name of Yahweh Shai, every knee should bow of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. Okay? At that authority. Okay? So everything that remains after the destruction is going to know, okay, this is him. You know, Jake got this saying in the word, I'm him, but nah. Hey, the true I'm him is going to be Yahweh Shai. You know, it says that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Shai is Lord to the glory of the Most High the Father. Okay? Going back to that order. you know. And just a quick shot at the feminist is Yahweh Shai's slave because he's in order to the Heavenly Father? Okay, is he being oppressed and suppressed? Okay, because on feminist doctrine, everyone that's, if you're subjugated to something, then you're being oppressed. Ultimately, you're subjugated to righteousness, man. Okay, but that's a, ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. I just want to make that point though. All right. Um, let's go back to all right, Tobit 14:8 and says, "Now my son, depart out of Nineveh, because that those things which the prophet Jonas spake shall surely come to pass. But keep thou the law, and keep thou the law of the commandments, and show thyself merciful and just, that it may go well with thee. And bury me decently, and thy mother with thee, but tarry no longer in Nineveh. Remember my son, how Ammon handled Acharias." Okay, it says, "And brought him up." All right, and Achacaris was the nephew of Tobit. Okay, it says, "And how light." It says, "How out of light he brought him into darkness, and how he rewarded him again. Yet um, Achacaris was saved, but the other had his reward, for he went down into darkness." Uh, Manasseh gave alms and escaped the snares of death, which they had set before him, but uh, Ammon fell into the snare and perished. Okay, so this is an incident, that happened with Tobit's nephew. It doesn't, go into detail what happened, but Tobit's nephew was upright, you know, and this other Israelite Manasseh, probably his name probably Manasseh. All right, we'll say Manasseh here. He gave alms, and he escaped the snares of death. Okay, and see, the elect are going to escape the snares of Esau, Edom in these times to come. Everything that this man is doing to prepare, he's trying to prepare perpetual slavery of the Israelites. All right, he's trying to get more authority and more control, but he's finna lose all control and he's finna go into slavery. Okay, so just get this real quick. Um, let's get this in the book of Psalm. All right, this is the book of Psalm, chapter 7, verse 11. It said, "The Most High judges the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day." Okay? So the Lord is angry with this devil every day that he's plotting and scheming on his enterprise or this satanic world order. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He have bent his bow and made it ready, man. All right? And to let you know that this weaponry that these heathens possess, okay, beginning with Esau, Edom, who has the bulk of the nukes, the Lord allowed him to create that weapon. Going back to Isaiah 54:16, he created the smith that bloweth the coal. Okay? But this is the Lord's armory that he's finna open up, man. These devils, all right, are gonna destroy, okay, gonna dismantle their own kingdom. He's doing it economically now. Okay? Then it's gonna physically be destroyed with nukes, man. It said he had also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Okay? So these devils that's at the forefront of this great rebellion, guess what? The Lord has nukes. And see, the Lord controls everyone that's going to get hit with them nukes. Hey, it's going to be some devils. Now we know the elites and the upper echelon are going to be reserved, man. But it's going to be some devils that's planning and plotting and scheming with them. Hey, the Lord going to allow some of them to hit them nukes, man. Okay? Behold, he travaileth with iniquity and have conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. And this is all Esau has brought forth, man. Going back to that mischief, man. Look at society, man. It's a great rebellion. We look out into society, Esau has normalized a rebellion against righteousness, a rebellion against truth, man. Everything's a falsehood. Okay? People marrying boats. Okay? Telephone poles. All right? A man can say, I believe I'm this. A woman can say, I believe I'm that. A child can say, I believe I'm this. Niggas just say he a dolphin, man. It's just a bunch of falsehood, man. Okay? It says he made a pit and digged it. All right? And it's this system, man. And it's falling into the ditch which he made. Okay? So he's going to fall into that ditch of slavery. All right? He's going to fall into that ditch of oppression, man, and hardship. You know? It said his mischief, because he wants to put more control on the masses. But guess what? This devil is going to be more controlled than ever in this captivity, man. All right? Esau not going to have no bank accounts. Because what's the slogan of the WEF? You will own nothing and like it. Well, guess what? You devils are finna own nothing. Either might not gonna have a bank account or a storehouse. Okay, nigga not gonna have no refrigerator that open and look in and move. Move the milk around. No, nigga, you don't have nothing. Because he wants to set up a system of rationing. Okay, nah, he's gonna be rationed too. So everything that this devil is setting up, the Lord is finna put him in that snare. Okay, verse 16, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down on his own pate. Okay? All the mischief he's planning is gonna come on him. All the violence he has pushed out is gonna return on him, man. Verse 17, I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, man. This is righteous, man. What the Lord about to do in the earth, man. The way judgment finna go forth, this is righteousness going forth, man. Okay? Like Elder Pastor Hart, man, you gotta put your emotions in the trunk when you deal with the Bible, man. Righteousness needs to go forth, man. Okay? Harsh judgment needs to go forth. And we'll sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. Okay? We're gonna be singing continual praises to our power, man. So let's go back and Tobit. Um, 14. All right, this is Tobit 14 and 11 said, wherefore, now my son, consider what alms doeth and how righteousness doth deliver. You see? That's why the main focus, man, just keep doing the right thing. Just keep getting better in this thing and just keep doing the right thing. Allowing Yahweh Bashim Shai, to really increase, us in faith, man, increase us in obedience, because the Lord got set up to where he's showing us that, look, we're doing the right things to be delivered. We just have to keep keeping the main thing. Okay, the hell with everything that's on the outside, man. It's all about doing the right thing, man. Being the best version of ourselves in this ministry, man, in this truth, man. Through the ups, the downs, making the adjustments, man, in righteousness, man. It says when he had said these things, he gave up the ghost in the bed, being 108 and 50 years old. So Tobit got to live to be 158. It says that he buried him honorably. All right. And when Anna, his mother, was dead, he buried her with his father. But Tobias departed with his wife and children to Ecbatana to Ragal, his father-in-law. where he became old with honor. All right, you see that? And he buried his father and mother-in-law honorably, and he inherited their substance and his father Tobit's, man. So they were well established, man. Okay? Tobias and his wife Sarah was well established. They inherited, all right, both inheritance from their families, man. Okay? Plenty of resources, plenty of substance, man, for their family. To what? To establish legacy. Okay? And he died at Ecbaton in Media, being 170, all right, 107 and 20 years old. So he got to live to be 127. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar. All right, this is Nebuchadnezzar the second, and Osiris. All right, and before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh, man, because Nineveh was a very brutal, captivity. Like Nineveh was known for their torture tactics, man. That's why Nahum, which we, speaking of America today, said, "Woe to the bloody city." Those Assyrian kings was very tyrannical, and they favored torturing its subjects, man. All right, to instill fear. Okay, so it's a lot of things that Tobin and Tobias seen done to their kinsmen. But when it was destroyed, he rejoiced, man. And we getting ready to rejoice over this bitch, man. Okay? We're getting ready to celebrate over this bitch, man. This is back in Revelation 18 and 20. All right. It says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have you avenged you on her." Okay? We're finna rejoice, man, at the revenge that's finna be taken on this place, man. When America is completely destroyed, this beast system is destroyed, okay? This whole culture, you know, is destroyed, man. All right, it's gonna be a rejoicing, man. You see, just as Tobias rejoiced over Nineveh, you know. But that's the point. Just wanted to bring that out. Close out that. Finish that series dealing with Tobit. You know, I pray. That this lesson was edifying. I pray that this series was enlightening. Because Tobit, was a stand up guy in the spirit. I Tobit moved in a way, that we can mimic and be good. You know, so Lord will you brothers, and you feel so edified. Till next time I say Shalom, going Mashallah, Bible, detail soon. Shalom.